Your court television news starting now.
Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to a breaking news edition here at the NJCourts TV news channel. I'm your host this afternoon, NJCourts. And first off, I want to apologize. Well, actually, damn, the camera off my laptop's not looking too shabby right now for whatever reason. If you can't already tell, I am in a mobile studio setting right now. So one, I got to keep my voice a little bit down. Two, I wasn't able to utilize my normal stream setup, so I'm utilizing the old school, like we've always been doing it for a while. Camera 720p-ish on the camera here on the laptop. I did bring my microphone with me, so at least I do have that, so hopefully the audio is good. But as long as we can get the news out, that's all that matters. And as you saw in the thumbnail, I do have your breaking news announcement as far as the outcome of today's March 11th Skimask Andy hearing, which, in case you didn't follow us from the last update we had on old Skimask, basically today he had on all three of his cases scheduled for this hearing. So basically, in short, they took care of all three of his cases today. All right. So I'm going to get right to the news. I'm going to let just a couple of minutes for the notifications to go out. I know we've been having a few issues with that the last few broadcasts, which I think by the last one, I think we took care of it. I think mostly everybody told me they were able to get the notification. So hopefully that was just a glitch in the YouTube system a few weeks ago. But anywho, I want to say thank you for everybody coming into chat today. Welcome to all my mods. Thank you for all your hard work and all your support. Thank you for all the members of the jury for being here today. I already see you spamming those emojis. And welcome to all the new members of the jury, even if you're just here for a month and we won't see you any of the other months. But I do encourage you, and I do, if you do enjoy hanging out here, to maybe possibly renew that membership if it was one that was given to you as a gift and you do like being a member of the jury. So welcome to all the members, the OGs, and all the new ones. All right, so let's get started. Basically, just so I can get everybody, like I said, I'm trying to just get straight to the news. So if you're here wondering, NJ, do you have some live coverage like you did at the last Skimask bond hearing? I don't. I almost did, but per the request of the judge, they said I could not film this hearing, and I am a man of my word, so I didn't film. Now, the judge did allow me to sit in and take notes, so I took a lot of notes. Hopefully, I'll be able to read my chicken scratch, but basically, for the most of it, I know what's going to go on as far as his sentencing. So I'll just tell you right now, he took care of everything today. So I'll tell you exactly what he pled. I'll tell you exactly what he's sentenced to. I'll tell you exactly more or less when you can expect him out of jail. Yes, he will be coming out of jail. So for those of you that are wondering how long he's going to be in there, well, I guess the judge and the DA's district attorney's office felt fit that he had spent already enough time in jail since he was arrested or put in. What I think had been not even a month. We'll go back and see. We'll check dates and see how long exactly he was in. Now, again, they said he wasn't going to get released today just because of the time it was during the day, but they said sometime this week. Probably is going to be tomorrow. So for you Skimask Andy people, you might, not even might, you know his narcissistical ass is going to be, even with 2% on his phone left, as soon as he gets out of that clinker, he's going to be going live. So for those of you that have been withdrawing, help might be coming on its way. Hopefully this time he'll learn his lesson because based on the sentence he got, I don't think they're going to give him any more second chances. I'm actually not really surprised because it is Tulsa County that they've given him another chance basically at life, which if you know the Skimask Andy lore, you know he's already had probably 100 of those. But boy, I'll tell you what, that guy, I think he's already surpassed the, what do they say? Cat's got like 8 lives. What is it, 9 lives? I think Skimask must be like a super cat because boy's got 10 lives. Anywho, and again, you know my opinion. I don't think it's even best for him to be out on the streets right now because he's probably going to manage to get himself in trouble, which is not going to make his case any better than what it is now. So if those hints haven't already told you more or less what's happened, don't worry. I'm going to more or less tell you exactly what happened. Now, I'm going to give you a warning right now. Don't take what I'm telling you to word because I still, and unfortunately it hasn't been updated yet, am not able to confirm everything through the oscn.net website. So I was just able to sit in, you know, they're talking really fast, I'm taking notes. So for the most part, I think I got everything, but I may have missed something or there might be something that I didn't catch. So, or that I added that maybe they didn't say, I don't know. Well, no, that wouldn't happen. So I'll probably miss something if anything, but for the most part, by tomorrow, I'm sure the oscn.net website will be updated. And by tonight's broadcast, if we have one, depending on my situation today, and I'll explain that here in a minute, or for sure by tomorrow, we'll be able to do that on our big show, which was scheduled for tonight, which if I do make it home back to Las Cruces tonight, it will still be going on. But as of right now, I'm stuck in another city. I'll tell you guys later. So I'm going to say it's probably not going to happen tonight. I would like it to, but I'm just a real person. So I think I'm going to probably have to stay overnight here tonight. And tomorrow I'll be back home in my studio setting where I can do our big broadcast. And we'll have all the verifiable facts tomorrow when we can check with the OSCN.net website and make sure everything I got on my notes is exactly what the judge said. But for the most part, I think I got it. So I'll be able to tell you more or less what happened as far as his plea agreement. Yeah, he took a plea deal. Shocker. And what he was sentenced to, okay? And basically what's probably going to happen forthgoing. Now, again, I'm not a genie. I'm not a psychic. I can just go based on facts, which I got a few of them right now. But again, I would rather prefer to refer you guys to the OSCN.net website, not my chicken scratch. So let me jump to the chat just to say hi to everybody. Make sure we've got about 140, 150 people in chat. So welcome, welcome, welcome. And we're going to get started. Notifications already had enough time to go out. Let me just make sure I'm here with you guys. Usually I like to go up and down, chat, and say hi to everybody. But for time's sake, and being the fact that I haven't had breakfast or lunch yet, and I'm a little shaky until I get some food in me, we're just going to blow through this as quick as I can. And excuse me, like I said, just a breaking news announcement, just for the sake of, this channel being a breaking news channel. As soon as I got this information, as like I always say, I will always pass it on to you as soon as I can. Even though I'm not feeling the best. It's not that I'm sick. It's just like I said, I didn't have breakfast or lunch today. It's been a busy morning. I've been on the road. So I would have preferred to have something in me before I did this. But I do got a little water, so let me take a little slam. And then we're going to get going. Basically, it's straightforward. And Judge, if you're watching, shoulda, coulda, woulda, and I didn't, okay? So I'm a man of my word. Not playing the video, not even showing his picture, because even before the judge even went on and gave me their little warning, I still had enough video that I could have showed you guys a picture of him. And I'll tell you now, it don't look like that boy was getting any of that commissary money in prison, all right? Homeboy looks like he's been on that, which I don't think they can get in jail, but I've told they can sometimes. And I'm not saying that happened. I'm just joking. But yeah, he looks skinny as F. You'll see tomorrow. If he comes out tomorrow, you guys will see. So anyways, usually when he comes out, he looks all puffy and stuff. Now, according to what he told the judge, now again, he was under oath, and I'm just going to leave it at that. He said that he was not under the influence of any drugs or under the influence of any medication. Just if that gives you enough information to kind of tie everything together. Usually when he does come out of jail, he's usually pretty puffy and, looking like a little chubby. I don't know if that has to do with the meds or not, but based on his testimony today when he was under oath, he told the judge that he was not under any drugs or under any medication. That's his word, not mine. Anywho, but he does look like he's been on the all. So you'll see tomorrow or maybe in a few days. They just pretty much have to out-process him, which if he probably had his hearing in the morning time today, he probably would have been out by afternoon today. But being that it was an afternoon hearing, they only do out-processing, I think, in the morning time is what it looks like. So he's going to have to wait till probably tomorrow morning. Unless something changes, he probably will be online by tomorrow afternoon. Just saying, okay? So, here we go. Somebody says probably cost an STD. That was blocked. I don't know. I'm sure he'll give you his explanation tomorrow. And like I said, and that's why I wish I could have the facts now. And it doesn't matter. We'll still do a stream even after. If it's going to be tomorrow, it's going to be tomorrow night. Because I'm sure your boy's going to be telling you all sorts of bullshit. But don't worry. We'll have OSCN.net's website to refer to. Now, I do have something very interesting before you haters start taking off. You might want to stick around for this. Because and again, I was hoping to get my incident report before all this happened, but we'll probably get that after. And especially now that this case seems like it's over, they should be able to release all that information now, since technically it's not an open investigation, which sometimes they don't say that's the reason they don't approve them. But a lot of times they have denied my FOIA request has been because it's under investigation. And then once the case is complete, then they'll release the info. So I'm sure we won't have any problems with that, but I'm sure he's going to try to explain to you guys a big story of what happened tomorrow and why he got in trouble and why he pleaded no contest, which for some of you that don't know what no contest means, it basically means I'm guilty without saying it, okay? It pretty much means that you're not saying you're guilty and you're not saying you're not guilty, but you think that the state basically has enough burden of proof to show that you're going to be guilty at the end of the day. Sounds weird, but just part of our, the United States court system. So he pleaded no contest, which means his lawyer, his public defender, him and the district attorney, they figured out a plea deal to basically, come to some type of conclusion on all three of these cases today. Okay, that's what happened. So hopefully I'm not losing you here yet. Just to make it short, so until we get to OSCN, I'm not going to try to spit out a bunch of facts because I don't want to confuse people. But just to get just straight to it, basically, they gave him the same sentence on all three charges, or all three cases, which consisted of multiple charges. So just to remind you, we're going to refer really quick to his basically booking information so I can remind you what those charges were. Then I'll go ahead and read out what I had for my chicken scratch as far as what he was sentenced to based on his no contest plea on all three of those cases. If you guys are asking questions right now towards me, hold off until I ask or I address the chat, just because if you are and you're going, why is he not reading it? God, he sucks. It's because I'm literally reading notes and trying to look at this little camera here. So it's hard to read. Now, once I get hopefully my separate monitor set up, which is going to be when I get back from California road trip, then you can get on me for not reading chat. But if you have any questions, just hold on until I say any questions, because that means I'm looking right at it or I have you guys right on my phone. So let me just finish getting all this info out, and then we'll take some questions. So basically, Puzzle Box, I'll get to that right now. I can't confirm it, but it looks like they basically gave him a 6. So let's just get right. Actually, let's show the charges, then I'm going to answer your question. Sorry, I was about to skip ahead. So let's just jump over that, and then I'll get you what he was sentenced to. And like I said, it's pretty much simple because they sentenced him the same sentence on all three cases. So just as a quick reminder, what charges he was facing. And again, this consisted of between 3 different cases. Oh, and the little bit of information I'm going to share with you, which he's probably going to say didn't happen, but eventually once we get the incident report, it'll be there to confirm. But I was in there. If you believe me, you know I'm telling you the truth. But basically, I will tell you exactly what that destruction of property or resulting in malicious injury or that misdemeanor charge of, malicious or destruction of property or injury under $1,000. I'll tell you exactly what he did. We were almost right. We got it. We pretty much guessed what it was. I'll tell you exactly what he broke at his parents' house that gave him that charge. But basically, we got it right. When he caught the violating the trespassing, or basically violating the protective order, and he caught that, I'll read the exact charge now. We said it probably was from him going to his parents' house and breaking either the front door or window or something. We almost got it. It was pretty close. So let me just not get ahead of myself. Let me just jump over to his charges really quick, and then we'll rock and roll with his sentence, and we'll start taking questions, and hopefully I can answer everything for you. And then I'm going to go have lunch because I'm starving. All right. And then I'm probably going to say, because I'm already not feeling, I'm not feeling like I said, I'm going to go to lunch. It's already going to be late. I'm not in my studio. So the show that I had scheduled for tonight, our big court update stuff, we're going to just schedule it for tomorrow. Let's just make it easy. Today's Tuesday. Wednesday night, midweek, we're going to have a big court update show. Going to have a lot of cool court updates, a lot of information you don't know about. We'll probably hopefully have the OSCN.net website to refer to by tomorrow so we can fact check everything as far as what happened with Skimask today. But hang in there. I'm almost done. And let me at least get this stuff out for you. All right. So here we go. Let's go. Let me just share my screen. All right. I'm sorry if you're having lunch right now. I didn't give you a warning as far as this mugshot coming up. So I'm just kidding. All right. So just as a quick reminder, this is his booking information. So basically, he's facing 3 different cases, and between those 3 cases, he's got the following charges. Now he pleaded no contest to every charge, and he was sentenced. So as of right now, he's going to be in the post part of this court process. But prior to walking in today's hearing, he was facing a charge of threatening an act of violence, another charge of threatening an act of violence. Basically, those are the first 2 original charges he got from that whole night when he was at his parents, and he threatened to KILL him and all that stuff, and kind of started the whole process of him getting kicked out. They went and got a protective order against him, yada, yada, and then he was out on the streets. Basically, we were just following him on those 2 charges. But unbeknownst to me, until just a couple of weeks ago, we learned that he had picked up a bunch of other charges while he was out on the run. So when he didn't show up to court for those first 2 charges, they issued out a warrant for his arrest, and then he was just out on the run. And between basically the time he picked up those first 2 charges and the time he was put in jail, he picked up an obstructing of an officer charge, a violation of protective order charge, a malicious injury or destruction of property less than $1,000 charge. And had he been bonded out, that's what you're seeing this right now where it says hold electronic monitor required. Had he been bonded out, he would have been required to have an electronic monitor until they said he didn't have to have one. All right. So basically, he pled no contest to all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of those charges, all misdemeanors. and he was sentenced on all 5 of those today. So he pled no contest, took a plea deal that was offered by the district attorney. Basically, his public defender and the district attorney sat down and talked, and they were willing to give him a plea deal. Okay, so here's what his plea deal at this point. I'm not going to say this is 100% what he got until I can verify through OSCN.net website, because I didn't catch the first part, but I think I did. So don't take this with a grain of salt, I think is how it goes, until we can fact check this with OSCN.net website tomorrow night. Okay. And again, remember, you guys can access OSCN.net website anytime, 24/7. So maybe they'll have it updated by tonight. If they do, maybe I'll just post it as like a community post. But if for some reason it's not, I'm sure by tomorrow night they will have it updated, so we can make sure exactly we know what his plea deal consisted of. But let me close this up. Let me jump back over to you guys. Get this out of the way. Let me have a little swig of my water. He was not happy that I was in there, that's for sure, because basically what happens is when I go in as a guest, I have my mic muted and my camera, it's muted basically, okay? So as the judge was progressing through the case, and I'm sure David had something to do with this, okay? Because the first time, remember, when we thought he probably figured nobody knew he was in jail, okay? He never made that request, and the judge had no issue with us being there. The judge saw me. He saw I was a guest there, never asked me to introduce myself. Well, this time around, the judge said, the individual that's in the lobby as a guest, will you please turn your camera on and introduce yourself if you want to remain in the court? I have nothing to hide. So I turned on my camera, unmuted my mic, introduced myself as NJCourts of NJCourts TV. He said, okay. He saw that I had my camera. He said, you're not allowed to record this. And I said, no problem. I'll shut it off. I shut it off, took it down. I said, I would just like, if it's okay with you, to sit in so I can take notes. He said, that's perfectly fine, just as long as you don't record any audio or any video of this. I said, perfectly fine. Hence why we don't have any audio and video. Okay. So, here we are. So I took my notes, and let's share what he was sentenced to. So again, he pretty much he did take a plea deal. And again, I can't verify this 100%, but it pretty much consisted of this. So basically, the judge said he got a suspended 6-month sentence, okay? He's got to take anger management classes. He's got what's called 100/100, which means I guess he's got to pay $100 in fines and $100 in court costs. Probably has something to do with like his indigency status, being that he's like a homeless individual at this point. So it's like the least amount you can pay for the case. So basically, and I'm not sure if he's got to pay that on each case, which basically would come out to be like 300 plus 300, which would be $1,200, which add that to the already probably $10,000 he owes the court, which it's funny because the judge is like, sometime after you're released, within a week, please make sure to come into the court back again so that you can check in with the court administration department so that they can make a payment plan with you. Well, you would think that judge would have already seen the paperwork and see that the court administration department already has a warrant out for the arrest for David for not making any payments, because this is not his first rodeo. He's already had probably 4 chances to already go make these payment plans, and he never goes back. So again, you think he's going to check in at sometime this week and go make arrangements to pay the already probably $12,000 he owes the state of Oklahoma? Probably not. But we'll see this time. We'll see. Anywho's, so basically he owes some money. They suspended a 6-month sentence, which I guess that would have been jail time. He has to sign up for anger management courses. He has a no-contact order. Now listen up. For his parents, the people that had the already protection order, that's already a given. But having to do with the obstruction of an officer case, which this is still kind of weird. Like I said, we probably have to wait for the incident report. They said that the victim in that charge, which is not the officer because he got an obstruction of an officer. I guess maybe they are saying it is the officer. I don't know yet. But basically they said whoever the victim is considered in that obstruction of an officer case, he is not to, be within 100 yards of them. So basically it sounds like he's got his parents as victims that he's not supposed to be around, and supposedly another victim that has to do with this obstruction of an officer case, which, again, we had somebody come up and say that he had gone to their house. I don't know if, they had called the police. I don't know. I'm not going to make any things or allegations till we have the incident report and all that stuff, which I'm still waiting on. Okay. Hopefully I haven't confused you yet. So he got a 6-month suspended sentence. He's got anger management. He's got fines and fees to pay. No contact orders. What I don't know, and what I'm waiting to verify through OSCN.net website, if they gave him any type of probation or if the 6-month suspended sentence included the jail time and probation. Okay. What the judge did make clear with David, aka Skimask Andy, was that basically if you get in trouble because this is a suspended sentence, the court, even though it's a no contest plea and it's a suspended sentence, if he gets in trouble and it has to do with violating any of these cases, then they're just going to slap that sentence back on him. So I would imagine it would be a 6-month jail sentence if he gets in trouble having to do again with any of these cases that they suspended the sentence on. So that's like I said, with this guy, because he just tends, and this again, I'm not being biased or just rude or mean, this is based on his record. He doesn't tend to show up back to court, doesn't tend to listen to any of his probation or anything. It's almost his own death sentence, you know, when they do give him these type of just little basic pats on the wrist, because you know he's probably going to get in trouble again. And I don't know. You would thought by this time they weren't going to give him any slaps on the wrist anymore, but apparently it looks like they did. Whether you agree with me or not, if you know how, just I mean, they know obviously, and they when they did his bond hearing, they obviously brought up the fact that he had warrants in other states, but this guy's got a very extensive criminal record that he's been sentenced and convicted on, which includes not listening to probation, not showing up to court, and yet they still keep doing. Which we've said before, that seems like that's just the Tulsa County thing or state of Oklahoma thing. But who knows? Who cares? I'm just glad that you guys are able, as following this court coverage, to see how the court system works around the United States, not just one person in one state, okay? Because it's kind of seemed that's based on a lot of the people we've covered, it seems like they're pretty just laxed on a lot of these individuals. Unless you kill somebody, which we saw what, you know, now again, that wasn't a direct comment towards anybody, but somebody was sentenced having to do with a pretty serious charge, which they were sentenced for 15 some years. It seems like they just give you a slap on the wrist is what I'm trying to say. Anywho, I think that's what I have for right now until I'm able to refer to the oscn.net website. So just to wrap it up, basically, it looks like he's going to be out by tomorrow at some time. He's got fines and fees to pay. He's got anger management class he's got to go to if he goes to it. He can't be around any of his victims from any of these crimes. And he's got a 6-month suspended sentence, which right now we know for sure that doesn't include any jail time at this point, but we don't know if that also included suspending any type of probation or if he was given some type of probation. So here's why I say if he was. At the beginning, basically when the judge was reading off his sentence, and this is what I couldn't catch, and obviously I just can't interrupt the judge. Excuse me, Judge, NJCourts TV, can I interrupt you really quick? What did you say again? What was that sentence? I just can't catch up with you. No. So I just, got to go by what I heard. It sounded like something like they did give him something called D&D. And I typed it in Google, and it sounds like that has something to do with the DA's office, which in the county of Tulsa, I know they are responsible for the basically like probation office. And they call it like, they don't call it probation. They call it like D&D or something like that. So that is kind of what it sounded like he said. So I don't know if he has probation. I mean, we would imagine he would, right? We would think that they would give him some type of probation, basically since they suspended his jail time. But again, I cannot confirm or deny that until we have the information up on oscn.net, which I took a look at a few minutes ago, and it hasn't been updated. Usually it takes about 24 hours at the minimum. So maybe by tonight, but for sure I can tell you, I'm sure, and I'm not going to guarantee it, but based on our previous history working with that website, generally I would imagine they'd have it available by tomorrow since we're not going into a weekend. So. All right. Just trying to see. What up, mods? What up, Dawson? What up, Cat Crazy? What up? I got some time to say hello to everybody. What up, Candy? Case I'm starting from the bottom, so just in case you're wondering, why didn't you say hi to me? What up? We love hot dogs and chili. Well, not wheel. What up, Sicilian Princess? What up, Gold Girl? What up, Candy Kiss 33? What up, Cat Crazy? What up, Blop? Let's see. Go up here. What up, Burrito Head? Got a lot of the members of the jury in chat. Good to see everybody. What up, Money Mike? Dawson. What up, Aaron? What up, Ray 1144? What up, Roofer? What up, Donnie? And if it's Donnie, or I think it's Donnie. If I pronounce it correctly, I apologize. Welcome, welcome. Who else? We got HIV1 in the chat. We've got Ginlor in the chat. Welcome, everybody. Born Mush, welcome. Another member of the jury in the chat. Good to see you. Got Rob Ohio. I'm sorry. I think it's that, and it's crazy, huh? Especially knowing that they said it. We heard it. If you were here for the bond hearing, they said the DA was very much aware that he's got open warrants in other states. So remember that this was a plea deal that the DA made with him and his attorney. Okay, knowing that he's got open warrants in other states. So maybe they felt that, what did we say? Let's check to see how much time more or less he was in jail for. So like I said, I know some of you won't believe it, but I really, unless there's some news to break, I'm not following this guy. It's not like I had a little calendar and I was crossing off dates, X's. Yes, David's in another day. No. All right, so I can't even tell you. I forgot what days. And then between all the other people we're covering that been in jail recently, I can't even tell you exactly what day he got locked up. So let's go back to his booking sheet really quick. Let me share this here. Oh, let me just go back in there. It kicked me out. Timed me out, not kicked me out. Give me a second. Oh, just got to click on it. Sorry, here we go. So he was booked on February 25th. So let me get my calendar up here. So basically, it's March 11th today. Let's assume he gets out tomorrow. So February 25th was a Tuesday. I think that was Tuesday early morning, so we will count it. That was a full day. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. If he gets out tomorrow, technically he stayed in 16 days, but 15 full days. So call it about half a month. So basically, you can say that the DA thought that him being in there about 15 days served enough for him as a punishment as far as, jail time for the 3 cases or 5 charges he was facing, and is why I guess they gave him a 6-month suspended sentence, which again, like I said, I'm not sure if he's got probation or if that suspended sentence included the jail time and probation he was facing. They still do have him in here at 5 foot, 175 pounds. So just hair. David, did you tell him blonde, bro? Come on, man. Just be real, bro. That's like me saying long and black, Anywho. All right, let's jump back over here to chat. So remove that. But welcome, and if I forgot to say hi to somebody, oh, hold on, I've got sorry, we've got some shout outs. Holy schmoly, hold on, we've got swagged out. Thank you, and again, I'm sorry, I can't be loud. I can't stop. I'll tell you right now, I'm in a library. Okay, so unless I want to get kicked out right now, which I know I'm on my way out, but I do come to this library every once in a while and use their study room, which I've used quite a bit for some of these just on the go studio sessions. So I'm not going to get myself kicked out, but we will do kind of a little silent pop, pop, pop. You guys need to be loud for me in the chat. You guys know what to do. Spam them gabbles if you got them, please. But thank you so much, Swagged Out, for that $5 super chat that reads, did Big Bubba get Skiwi's cheeks? LOL. Well, here's the other thing, and you guys can do your research, but when I looked up, where was it? I think his docket. Yeah, it was his, actually, hold on. It's not his docket. Pretty much every morning, the prison or jail prints out, like, who's in custody sheet. On there, it shows his, like, basically his jail number or whatever, his room number. And it said, like, -S, which when I looked up, the first thing that popped up had to do with, like, the medical section or ward. I'm not saying that. I'm not assuming stuff. But where I'm going with this is, I don't know. I have the feeling that homeboy just was in a little cell by himself the whole time because he told them that he was, CRAZY. And I don't think he was ever near Big Bubba. But who knows whether he's going to tell you or not. But I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Swagged Out, for that $5 super chat. This little mini Gabble Slam goes out to you. Pop, 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 pop. Little ASMR Gabble Slam. We've got Cat Crazy. Thank you so much. Cat Crazy gifted 5 memberships to the NJCourts member of the jury. One, I want to say a huge thank you, Cat Crazy, for all your continued support. Thank you for donating those 5 memberships, and welcome to our 5 new members of the jury. Just in case you didn't notice, as a member of the jury, one of the perks, which there's many, you can now start accessing and spamming all those cool emojis you see all the other members of the jury spamming. So have at it, have fun. Welcome to the new members of the jury. Thank you so much, Cat Crazy, again, for all your continued support. You guys know what to do in that chat. Spam them gabbles if you got them, please. Cat Crazy, this little ASMR Gabble Slam. Actually, I can do a double one since we're imagining, right? Actually, imagine I got 2 huge ones and they're just pop, 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 being loud, but without hearing the loudness. All right, so pop, 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 pop. People probably watching me right now like, what the fuck is he doing? It's okay. Oh, speaking of cat crazy, almost at a 2-year, definitely a quadruple OG on the way. I think you're already at a quintuplet OG. Did I get it right this time? But it doesn't matter. You've been a member for 23 months. Thank you so much, Cat Crazy, for all your continued support. Cat Crazy says, POS gets away with everything. I agree with you 100%, my friend. I appreciate your continued support as a member for 23 months. You guys know what to do in chat. Keep spamming those mother effing gavels. This little ASMR gavel slam goes out to you, my friend. Oh, we added some sound effects that time. I don't know where that came from, but thank you so much, Cat Crazy. We've got Simply Tony. Simply Tony, hello, welcome, member of the jury. Thank you for your continued support. Simply Tony with a $5 super chat that reads, I want my what up to come with a gavel slam, oh yeah, and pluck danger. Simply Tony, we can do something for you. Hold on. I'm pretty creative and MacGyverish here. What do we got to do? A little slam. Last time, I was intoxicated. What did we slam? That actually ended up fucking up that thing, and I regret it the next morning when I woke up. But I won't do that again. Oh, we got one right here. We can do a water bottle slam for you, my friend. If I had a gavel, I would have used the gavel, but I didn't know I was going to get stuck here. So this bottle slam goes out to you, Simply Tony. I appreciate your continued support. You guys know what to do in chat. I'm slamming. I hope you hear it. It's bang, 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 bang. I appreciate Simply Tony. Thank you so much for that $5 super chat. All right, I think we got everybody. Let me just check my other phone just to see, because we do have other methods or other ways of supporting this channel, like Cash App, Venmo, and PayPal. And I appreciate all those that utilize those systems. If you know why. But thank you guys so much. Oh, and I hope, and this goes out to Dawson. Dawson, I hope little Daphne, my good thoughts going out to her. That is one of her spoods, is not feeling well. And if any of you all can send good thoughts, please send those towards Dawson and Dawson's little Daphne spood. And I hope she gets better. And I'm sorry to hear that. And I'm most likely going to chat with you as soon as we get off of here. So sorry to hear that. And we'll talk to you here soon, my friend. But please send some good vibes Dawson's way for Daphne, please. And I hope that you'll be updating us and letting us know that she'll be doing well next time we hear from you, my friend. All right, let me jump back over to here on the chat, catch up with you guys. All right, Natasha says, this is Ricky Nitch, free my boy Ski. He'll be out mañana, Natasha. But I'm wondering is, and I don't know if he'll be happy or not, because you remember, you guys let your boy sit in there for 15 days. He wasn't on a no bond hold. No, whatever it is, no hold bond, whatever. Yeah, there you go, no hold bond. We already counted out the money. It was 6 G's, which if he was able to use a bonding agency, that was just $600. So you guys might be getting a little, typical Skimask. He might not be too happy because he didn't get his commissary and he was in there for 15 days. I'm just saying. Aw, if you know about ICU, I'm so sorry about that. I hope she gets out of there quickly, Dawson. I hate hearing that shit. I really hope, we're just sending positive thoughts for sure. Please, everyone, please be watching your weather. It's bad. Yes, please be careful, everybody. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'm stuck here. My weather's okay, but it's a long story. I'll probably tell you guys tomorrow. NJ, can you see my question above? Let me go up a few. Hold on, Donnie. Give me a second. Oh, that was for Dawson. Donnie throwing up some good vibes. Thank you. Let me just go up some more here, Donnie. There's some gavels. I might have to ask you to throw. Okay, 2 questions. Got it. At NJ, here, let me actually do this. There we go. That's easier. At NJ, does he have to bond out? Does he have to wear an ankle monitor? So, no, he's going to be released tomorrow per the judge's orders. And because I didn't hear it, and again, I can't confirm this, but I'm going to say I'm 99.9% sure on this one, because he's not going to be out on bond and he's now going to be released by the court orders. I'm more certainly, unless the probation office requires it, I'm probably going to say a no. So 2 no's. No to your first question and a no to your second answer. Now, for sure, no to your first question, but I'm 99.9% sure no on your second question. But there could be that little 0.1%, 0.1% that he does have to wear one if he did get some type of supervision or probation from the district attorney office. They might not even call it probation. That's why I didn't hear probation. You know what I mean? I heard D&D and I think I heard supervision, and then the 6-month suspended sentence was next. So I would imagine they would give him some type of supervision, but we'll see when the OSCN.net results come out on their website so we can confirm for sure. Yeah, you're welcome. Now, this was the same judge, unless I just got my names incorrect, but I'm, again, 99.9% sure that this was the same judge, Judge Rodney Sparkman, which was the judge that heard him during the bond hearing. So whether you remember him or not, who knows? You got to remember, these judges see a lot of people every day, man. Basically, these people are just case numbers to them. So that weather's bringing tornadoes. Shit is coming. Damn, I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, you guys be careful. I'm going to guess that's probably in the Midwest or in our central states, because I know everybody's been telling me that California's got great weather right now, so I'm trying to get my ass there as soon as I can, which it looks like. And again, I'm not going to give a confirmation, but we are definitely on track for leaving towards the end of the month. Basically, not right after, but basically as the last spring break session is ending, I'm basically on the road getting to California. My goal is to get to California as spring break ends. So that way there's already going to be big crowds. It's California, it's Los Angeles, but at least it's not going to be like super huge ass, just sucks, crowds. So, yep. Thank you for confirming, ICU. Hopefully my other friends weren't lying to me in California, and I know I can trust you. So, yeah, so those of you not in that California weather, here in New Mexico, we got some beautiful weather. Please take care of yourselves. If you guys have any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns, you can reach out to me at the NJCourts email. You can reach out to us at the NJCourts. You can DM me through the NJCourts Instagram page, as well as you can leave a comment on today's VOD if you'd like, and hopefully I can get back to that. It's not going to be immediately because I got a few things to do today, but hopefully by tomorrow's live stream or tomorrow night's broadcast, I'll be able to get to those questions, or at the minimum, I can answer them while I do tomorrow's broadcast. Oh, it's raining in Cali? Well, I guess that was dumb of me to ask. I guess there's a lot of different areas in Cali that the weather can change because it's a big state. Northern Cali, it could be raining, and Southern Cali, it could be beautiful, shiny weather, so... Chicken Hill said, I see light. 78 in Arkansas. See, Roofer, that would surprise me. I'd figure somewhere in the Midwest, you'd be getting some of that nasty wind and tornado weather. So I think your weather's nicer than here, what we got here in New Mexico. Get us some shots of the red moon, NJ Court. Hey, we're a channel of many talents and many wonders, all right? So if you're looking for some astronomy, I'm sure we've covered some astronomy in the past. Not to say we won't in the future either, so... but yeah, I'm looking forward to tomorrow's show. We've got a lot of stuff to cover, including the Leticia Collins, a.k.a. Latitis court case. That's going to be an introduction. We kind of spoke on it a little bit the day that I guess she was arrested and all the news was coming out on the YouTubes. But for those of you who haven't caught the body cam, which has already been put out by other channels, or have not caught exactly what's going on or don't even know who this person is, don't worry. We're going to do an introduction of who she is tomorrow. We might not get a whole complete coverage of her, meaning we're not going to go and read every single one of her 27 cases that she's facing in one state, or has faced, excuse me. But definitely we're going to talk about the cases that she's facing right now currently, and probably dip in a little bit of what her past history looks like, or at least a summary of it. But yeah, we'll watch some of those body cam footage videos and share any other. I think there's already been some documents, legal documents that I can share with you guys that have been shared with me. So thank you for those that have sent those to me. You guys know who you are. And I'll share everything I got with you. I just need to go through it, make sure that stuff that needs to be redacted, if it's not already redacted, is redacted. Oh, tomorrow night, I can share with you, even though that case is already over, but at least staying true to the date they had to give me my information by, the city of New York, otherwise known as the state of New York. I don't know who was in charge of the FOIA request. Let's just say state. Was finally able to get me a redacted incident report of the Controller court case, which we've already finished. We've already closed that chapter, but just in the nature of being able to share everything, I have been, being fully transparent with you guys. I will share that incident report with you guys tomorrow. It's kind of interesting, but I don't think it's going to have too many facts that we didn't already know about. And like I said, that case has already gone through the court system, and she's already gotten whatever. I forgot, what happened with her, but for those that are following that case, you guys, that case is over, and I'm sure you guys remember what happens. But tomorrow, I'll refresh myself as far as what happened to her case, and we'll share that incident report as part of all the other court updates we're going to be doing. Candy Kiss 33, to answer your question, that was part of one of my FOIA requests, was for 2 of the body cam footages, which were from the incident having to do with the obstruction, and then the one having to do with the violating the protective order and the militia. Oh, thank you. You just reminded me. I didn't tell you guys what he did. Damn it. And I don't care either. I don't care if there's 150 people or 130 people in here when I do it, or one person. But for those of you that are wondering, and I don't think I told you what he did exactly that caught him the charge of the, let me just repeat it exactly because I don't want to incorrectly say it. It was the malicious injury or destruction of property less than $1,000. In that same case, he also picked up the violation of protective order charge, which are both misdemeanors. And we had figured that one, he probably went back to his parents' home, hence why he had broken the protective orders. We didn't even know till we had Danielle up, that there was another individual in this state that's got a protective order against him. And there's other people in other states that do. We're not even going there, but just to let you know, okay, this guy's a bad dude, whether you agree with me or not. The facts speak for themselves. But just moving on. Either way, he did violate the protective order, so we were guessing probably was his parents, and then we guessed because of the malicious injury or destruction of property and $1,000 charge, we were guessing what? Broke a front door, broke a window. We were close. Let me just go to my notes. Basically, and I'm just kind of summarizing what the judge had read off. Basically, when he got, I guess at some point in the house, when he violated this protective order on that date, I don't know if his dad and mom or just dad had locked themselves in their room to protect themselves. Again, and I'm not going to, until we get an incident report, I'm just going off on what the judge said. So I'm just assuming there. But what the judge did say is that he got that charge for kicking in the David Sr.'s door open, and it damaged the door, resulting in the malicious injury damage charge under $1,000. I don't know if any other things got injured. But the judge did say that he was given that charge because he did end up kicking David Sr.'s door open, okay? I don't know whatever else happened after that. Hopefully we'll find out in the incident report or through the body cam footage. But because he's probably going to, spin this around tomorrow. You guys, it's nothing new. And I don't know why, because he knows we're going to have body cam footage at some point. He's going to know all the facts are going to be on OSC.net website. But you know how these delusional people do it. Yes, okay? So if you guys still think, oh, no, he never did, kick that door down, that ended up hitting his mom, and that's why she broke her shoulder, even though it was on the case incident report, even though it was in the testimony from the mom. No, he would never do that because he said, well, doesn't look like this is the first, and hopefully it is the last time he's kicking down people's doors. But for those of you that still believe his story, well, I guess we'll just say this was his first time, but I'm sure he's going to say this never happened. And that's why he pled. And here's what's funny, right? In typical Skimask Andy fashion, he pled no contest so that he can come on tomorrow most likely and say, hey, I didn't say I was guilty. And he's not going to say that he didn't say he was not guilty. Just say no contest means that I'm not guilty. No, it means that you're saying you're not guilty. And the court, but you're saying that based on the evidence that they have, the reason that you just didn't go through the whole, plea not guilty and go through a jury trial is because you know that the state's got enough burden of proof to prove that you're guilty. It's one of those really weird pleas. You got to really know to read to understand it. Generally, the reason people really plead no contest is if they can face civil charges. Because basically, if you get charged guilty in a criminal charge and somebody tries to sue you in civil court, that can help your case. If in the criminal court, he was found to plead no contest, in civil court, they really can't use that criminal case for you. So generally is when I've seen why people plead no contest and why it would make sense. But I have a feeling in Skimask Andy or David's case, it's just so he can come online and say, it doesn't say guilty on there, even though you can go on yourself and read exactly what no contest means in the state of Oklahoma. All right. So that's basically all I had. Let me get this out of the screen. If you guys have a few more questions, I'll stick around for a minute or two to answer those. Otherwise, I'm going to go put some food down in me so that I don't pass out. And I got to run some errands while I'm here. And basically, I'm going to be staying the night because I have what I came here for to take care of. They're not going to be able to finish it today. So I got to stay overnight. And I would hope not. I would hope tomorrow it's going to be finished by morning time. I can leave back home. So tomorrow night, we will have our court. I mean, I could do something out of my car, but I want to, if I'm going to be doing a big court update and coverage show, I want to be at the studio with everything prepped and set up. And but this worked out pretty good, but I'm not going to be able to borrow the library. They close at 6. So, if I came on later than that, I wouldn't be able to borrow this nice fancy room where it's quiet and, for the most part, the white background doesn't look too unprofessional. So Isn't there a place like CPS for the elderly? Yes, there is. Adult Protective Services. I think somebody did answer that in the chat. Let me just make sure I didn't miss anything as far as on that. Let me make sure I didn't miss any other shout outs. I think I got everybody. And if I did miss you, please just reach out to me and I will definitely shout you out on tomorrow night's show. But I think for everything I've been able to check, I've gotten everybody that I was supposed to shout out. In case you didn't know, we are headed to Cali. End of the month, we'll be there. Pretty much end of the month to the beginning of April. We're going for 2 weeks, 14 days, and it's pretty much going to be a tour of Southern California, working our way up through San Francisco. Last stop will be the Redwoods before we turn around and head back to Nuevo Mexico. And there'll be stops in between. You know, we'll be going through Phoenix, Tucson, other places in New Mexico. So it'll be a lot of IRL. I'm going to be doing my live documentary, which will be live, so you guys will get to catch that. And once we get closer to the date, I'll explain more what that's about, even though I've been kind of telling you guys more or less what it's been about. When we get closer to the date, I'll tell you better details if you haven't figured more or less what the documentary is going to be about. Also, in addition to that, we've got a lot of court-related stuff to do, and I have a feeling, and I hope not, while we're out there, but just based on past history, generally when I'm out on these trips, people are always getting in trouble, so we may have a more breaking news coverage do well, even while we're out on the road trip. So if there's any breaking news coverage, I'll pull my ass over on the side if I have to, nearest rest stop, and break that news. Assuming I have data. As long as I have data, we can break that news. And I would imagine that my switch to real Verizon, when I thought I had real Verizon, it was Xfinity Verizon, should give me the best possible data coverage, at least on the West Coast. I think on the East Coast, AT&T is more dominant as far as coverage, but I may be wrong. But anywho, yeah, hopefully it'll be a great stream. Got unlimited data. There is no cap at, 60 gigabytes where it slows down, because unfortunately, even though for the most part everybody can do everything else they need on the internet, when it slows you down or caps you, the only thing I couldn't do was stream. So that was one thing I did run into with my previous provider, was they would cap me at like 60 gigabytes, and once they slowed me down, I couldn't stream. So now if I wanted to do 24/7 streams all month, I could do it. I'm not going to do it, but I'm just saying if I did want to, now I have the capability of it. No, that was, so I got tricked, just to explain to you. I always thought I had Verizon. So I had a subsidiary of Verizon, which was through Xfinity, okay? I did not know this until I disconnected my line and then switched over to the Verizon, the actual real company, which that's what the salesman had told me at Xfinity was, we used, it's just because, you can pretty much, if you have Xfinity internet, they'd work directly with Verizon, which I knew that because when I used to work with Verizon many, many moons ago, it was right when they were doing that merger. And Xfinity doesn't have their own internet. They had to use Verizon's towers for cellular internet. And then for home internet, they use their own setup, okay? And I'm probably sure they use other companies' setups, but as far as what they tell you, that's how it works. So I was always under the impression I was on the premier, getting the same type of connection to towers like any other Verizon customer would. Come to find out, I wasn't. I was pretty much getting a secondary connection. Not, but at least there's no excuses now. So, and that's the thing, Candy Kiss, like I said before, and I'm not going to drill in tonight. Everybody's got their own opinions. For those of us that have been following Skimask, we know that it's unless the guy's going to be changing anytime soon, nothing's going to change as soon as he gets released tomorrow, right? If anything, especially if he's under probation or at the very least has got to, enroll in anger management. If he doesn't do that, they're probably going to put in a warrant. If he doesn't show up to the court cost administration within the week when they release him, they'll probably issue out another warrant. Whether they go after him or not, that's a different story. But either way, I just have a feeling it's just going to be another notch on his belt, another set of fines and fees that are just going to be continue to stack up on the other. And it's just going to be the continued way of life. Now he'll just be out. That's it. At least it was a nice break for some of those of you that do get, messages every day and every night from that guy bothering you for money. So I hope for the most part you enjoyed your 14-day break. And remember, you can always change your number, just ignore him or just not go watch him. Just saying. If it bothers you that much. I'm not telling you that. That's my recommendation if it does. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I've always said that before. Doesn't bother me. I live my life the way I live my life. I wake up tomorrow, whether Ski Mask's out or not, living the same life I got to live regardless. So, but I know a lot of you are probably sitting in chat very disappointed, and you have every right to be. But I hope this shows and opens your eyes to how the court system works in the United States. Not always like it shows you in the movies, right? And TV shows. Anywho, I think that's a good segue to call it a breaking live news update / broadcast with you guys. I want to say again a big thank you to all the members of the jury for being here today. Thank you for all my mods for all your continued support and hard work. I want to say again, big thank you to all the supporters or donators for today's broadcast. I appreciate y'all. And again, I'm sorry I didn't have the gavel with me, but hopefully the little imaginary gavel slam sustain, or I can't say that word. It fucking pisses me off. I'm going to have to look that up and memorize it because I always want to use that word a lot. But anyways, hopefully that worked for y'all. And please don't forget if you can send some positive thoughts Dawson's way for her little spood, Daphne. So hopefully she gets better, and hopefully we'll get some better news from Dawson when we see her next. So please send some good vibes her way. With that, I am out of here, folks. Again, I appreciate everybody taking the time out of your Tuesday afternoon to sit here with me. We'll chat again mañana night. Look out for the notification. And if I do, for example, get a update through the oscn.net website by sometime today, and I can basically just copy and paste what we see there, I will go ahead and update you guys as a community post. So that way you guys have all the latest info. Now, if I can't tonight, no worries, like I said, and I can't guarantee it, but I'm pretty sure by tomorrow they'll have the website updated so that we can all sit together and read exactly what the sentencing was on David Decaux, a.k.a. Skimask Andy, today. You are welcome, Gold Girl. Again, thank you all for spending your time here with me. I hope you guys have a safe and wonderful rest of your Tuesday. For those of you in the bad weather places, please be safe. If you have any type of data right now or connection and stuff, you may want to start Google searching just emergency procedures, learn first aid if you don't know, just things like that. Get some emergency numbers, know where to go in case of an emergency, before those services aren't available or you don't have service on your phone or electricity to charge your phone, things like that. May want to look into also getting that's why yesterday I was telling you guys about that little $12, 50% off if it's still available, the Anchor portable battery. That's when those come in handy, even if you're not a live streamer, when you need to just be able to charge up a phone, for example. But remember, you don't need a lot of fancy stuff to start a fire and to stay warm and things like that is where I'm going with this. So just keep yourself, alive, safe. Keep your head on a swivel. Check that 6 every once in a while. I love you guys. Please don't forget to take some time to love others, including yourself. I'll see you guys on the next show. For the purposes of not getting kicked out of here, I'm just going to do an ASMR version of this, so you may want to leave your volume up or headphones on because this might put you to sleep. NJCourts is officially... Gold Girl, I'm not sure, but there is some bad weather, somebody said. But for the most part, everybody said where they were at had good weather, but... somebody said they had some NJCourts. It's officially. Ow. What up, Black Al? Good to see you. Ow. Oh, wait, that makes me look like I'm doing something else. Scratch that. Up here. Peace. Later, everybody. Time to go eat some tacos.